I'm procrastinating, so let's do a little picture detective time. We just moved in and we don't have our bookshelves set up yet, so it's kind of like Boxville down in the basement here. But this is my box with all of my photos in my photo collection, so we're just gonna pick one and see what we can find out about it. This one I got at an antique store. I can tell because the same antique store, all of the pictures that I got there had those little labels. So that's actually great. Looks like they've already done the work of reading the names on the back, but let's pull it out and take a closer look. In the 5 minutes that I was up, someone stole my seat. All right, first things we noticed right off the bat, like I said, they already did the work of reading this cursive for us. Mr. and Mrs. Spencer and Esther, Mrs. Beeman. And we have a photographer here. It says Patch in Shelburne Falls, Massachusetts. So I'm going to start with some of those names in Shelburne Falls, Massachusetts. We'll have to take a guess at when this photo was actually taken. I'm not too good at that. So this is definitely a cabinet card. It's a photo mounted on cardstock. But there are ways to narrow down what type of cabinet card it is. So I would say that this is a heavyweight cardstock, which probably puts it towards 1880 to 1890. It has a different color for the face and the back of the mount, which places it at 1880 to 1890 again. And it has embossed lettering and designs. So that says 1890s and on. So this is probably very late 1880s, early 1890s. So we know that there's only one Mr. in this picture. So that must be Mr. and Mrs. Spencer. We have Mrs. Beeman, who I'm guessing is the older woman there, and then Esther. Maybe Esther is the Spencer's daughter. Maybe that's her grandmother. I'm actually going to go with Esther because we might have her full name, Esther Spencer. So I'm going to say that Esther's like 25. So on Ancestry here, I'm punching in Esther Spencer, born about 1865. I like to do exact plus or minus 5 years. And then we'll put in Shelburne Falls. Hopefully we can find her in a census or something, and then we can confirm the other people. All right, of course, I never film when I actually find something, but what I started to do was I went on Find a Grave because I wasn't having much luck with Ancestry. I just didn't have enough information. I started to search for the name Beeman with an approximate birth date of 1820 on Find a Grave. I found some, but nothing like seemed to fit. I was looking for also the names Esther and Spencer, obviously. But then when I just searched the last name Spencer, born 1850, plus or minus 5 years in that county, I found, I think, this lady. So this is why I think this is her. Obviously, we don't have much to go on. This is the same town that the picture was taken in. Also, I mean, there's a Mr. Spencer, but look at their daughter's name, Esther. We don't yet have a Mrs. Beeman, but the fact that her child's name is Esther makes me very suspicious that this is them. Same town. Okay, so we have an obituary here. Let's see. I'll read it and see if we can see anything about Mrs. Beeman. I found her. Her name is spelled differently. So I've been looking on newspapers.com. I thought since I know the death date of Charles and the family, I might as well start looking for obituaries. I actually haven't even finished reading this obituary because I stopped as soon as I saw the name Beeman. It says, later being in the same business with his sister, the late Mary L. Beeman. So Beeman is spelled slightly differently than they did on the card. This may have just been a misinterpretation of the cursive, or it may have just been written wrong in the first place, but we have Beeman now. So this is definitely the family. So here are all the people in the photo with their birth and death dates. Next step will be to make a video going into depth more about them and hopefully finding a family member to return the picture to.